All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Mugello, the season finale. Wessel Stevens, the points leader, and Nick Sorensen have the front row. Harry Volschmer and Adam Barker on the second row. Adam second in points, just 6 points behind Wessel. Yannick Gunther, Rudolph Gunther on the third row. Roman Berg, Mike Marshall have the fourth. Stuart Hare and David Garman round out the top 10. Jason Leonard starting in 11th next to Xander in 12th. Everybody getting stacked up. Looks like they will be doing a full pace lap around this 3 1/4 mile track this morning. Take a quick look at the starting temps while they get stacked up, making final setup adjustments. Track temperature continuing to go up. It's now 116 degrees on track. They practiced at 107 degree track temperatures, and it dropped as low as 104. The track definitely a lot hotter. They're going to be sliding around a bit, and the interesting part this morning, they have to be careful of track limits. Through the first half of this track limits have been very, very tight. On the second half, not so much. The drivers can cut and go wide as needed, but that first half, especially coming up through turns 1 through 5, and they have got to be careful this morning. If they go too wide or cut too much, they do have the sausages to the inside of the turns. Everybody out for the warm-up lap. Wessel Stevens has been the driver to beat most of the season. He started the season winning race 1 at Red Bull. Had a rough week at Le Mans, then swept both races at Mexico City. One race, won at Catalunya. A rough week at Indy. Hockenheim was definitely his worst week. Sebring not a lot better, but when they got to Interlagos, he won race 1. At Suzuka, he swept both races. He did miss Mount Panorama, but last week swept both races at Watkins Glen and took the points lead from Adam Barker coming into this morning. However, Adam Barker is the 9-time champ. He definitely knows how to get it done. And we have seen Barker come from even bigger deficits to pull off wins, so starting in 4th, likely not going to hurt him too much. Mugello, definitely a personal favorite of mine. I love driving this track. I love broadcasting this track. It is a lot of fun. The first half of this track, very, very flowy. The second half, you kind of lose a little bit when you get back down. But it is still a lot of fun around this track. It is a fun track to race at. Has some high-speed sectors, some technical sectors, and that long front straightaway. That's definitely going to give an advantage to the Mercedes, the Mustang, and the Corvette this morning. However, the lone Mustang in the field could spontaneously combust at any moment, so you just never know. All right, here they come through the final turn, then a long drive down the front stretch. Wessel Stevens in control. Pace car is in. He can fire anytime. And Wessel has fired. They are down and away, and the green flag flies for the season finale at Mugello. And Wessel gets a big, big run clear into turn one. Everybody trying to make some ground up here. David Gorman losing a lot of ground on the start. Here he's still holding on to second for the moment as Sorensen and Parker battle back behind. Sorensen may have a run here. Oh, Harry gets loose. He keeps it out of the wall. Sorensen now to second, Parker in third. That hot track appears to have taken its toll already on Volsmir. Xander on the move here as well. Xander already up 5 spots into 7th as he peeks to the inside on Roman Berg. Can't get there quite yet. Oh no, Xander's around. He's into the tire wall. Chaos erupts behind. Wessel just keeps pulling away. Nick Sorensen, Adam Barker right there in second and third. Yannick in fourth. Rudolph in fifth. And one of the rookies, Stuart Hare, now up into seventh. Wessel coming down the front stretch, crosses the start-finish line with a 2.5 second lead. And let's take a quick look at some of those lap 1 incidents. Keep an eye on that black car of Harry Volsmir. I don't think he got the turtle, or the sausage rather. I think he just lost grip on that hot track. Does get it recovered. And a few moments later, Xander battling with Roman, peeks to the outside, tries to cut back, and the car just breaks loose on him and a kiss to the tire wall. Wessel out front by 2.7 seconds over Nick Sorensen. Adam Barker currently holds third. Yannick in fourth. Rudolph in fifth. Remember, going into race 2, the top 7 will invert. As of right now, that'll put Wessel Stevens starting back in 7th. As Nick Sorensen just set the fastest lap so far, 1:49.12. And surprisingly, opening up a gap on Barker. That Mercedes, known for its straight line speed, the Porsche is not, so a bit of a surprise to see the Porsche pulling away a bit. Stuart Hare now in 7th. David Gorman lost a lot of ground in the early going, but has made up some. He is back up into 8th. And And Harry Volsmir, after that early incident, is already on the move back up to 9th. Jason Leonard in 10th, Xander in 11th, Mike Marshall not in the race. Mike was having some technical difficulties before the race. Hopefully he'll make it back in for race 2. Nick Sorensen in 2nd is starting to close in on the leader. Now just 2.4 seconds back. Everybody's spreading out here early in race 1. Race 2 is definitely going to be a bit of a change with the invert. And Harry Volsmir is caught up to David Garman and Stuart Hare as these three try and reel in Roman Berg as Rudolph goes by. Stewart in 7th, David Garman in 8th, Harry Volsmir now in 9th. We know Harry can charge back. We've seen him have early problems in the past and march his way to the front as he looks to the inside on Garman. Garman swings a little bit wide. Harry gets by easily, sets his sights on the rookie. Wessel, meanwhile, last time by, did set the fastest lap, 148.16. Nick Sorensen, 2.25 seconds back. Adam Barker, another 1.5 seconds behind him at the moment. Xander lost a lot of ground in his lap 1 incident, but he is starting to pull in. 10th place Jason Leonard. Oh no, Stuart Hare's around as Harry goes by. Garman's gonna slip by. See if we can take another look at what happened there. There they go, into that final turn, and the back end of both cars step out. Harry just gets grip a little bit quicker, manages to take advantage and take the position. David Garman almost got to Harry on that one as well. Wessel's lead getting smaller. Sorensen getting closer. Last time by 148.15. Nick has been in that Porsche for a couple of weeks now. It is really paying off. Have to wonder though, going into next season, we will see a new Porsche GT3 car on track. We know Team Gunther will hop in the new Porsche, but how many others? Adam Barker still holding on to 3rd place, but he is losing ground to the top 2, and Yannick is closing in. Yannick about 1.1 seconds back at the moment. Meanwhile, Roman Berg in the BMW is closing the gap on Rudolph again. Harry Volsmir about 5 seconds behind that battle. He is closing in as well. Roman staying right in the tire tracks of the Porsche as Parker, and a bit of an off track, and Yannick has caught him. Yannick right there on Adam's back bumper. Just the tiniest of off tracks for Adam has been a huge setback. Folks, don't forget, if you missed any of this season's epic races, you can find them all on our YouTube channel, as well as a bunch of YouTube shorts. Sorensen picked up a bit of a slowdown a moment ago. Roman Berg and Harry Volsmir also have slowdowns. Roman, the only one left with one now, he clears it. Roman managing to clear that and still stay within striking distance of Rudolph. As Wessel comes down the front stretch yet again. His lead now 2.25 seconds after Sorensen's little bit of a slowdown on the last lap. Adam Barker in third is starting to pull away from Yannick again on the straight. Now remember, that is where the Mercedes has the advantage. The Porsche will have the advantage coming up through this first sector. Cutting them a little bit wide. Rudolph Gunther, Roman Berg still battling back behind as Harry inches closer. Now just 4.6 seconds back. Garmin back in 8th, Stuart Hare in 9th, Xander in 10th is closing in. Jason Leonard currently in 11th. Now Wessel can tip, if they finish as they run now with Wessel up front, and will extend his points lead. However, the top 7 invert will have him starting back in 7th for race 2. He's going to have to make up a lot of ground. However, he has managed to overcome that deficit in the last 2 races he's been in. Watkins Glen and Suzuka. He won race 1 and started race 2 in 7th and won both of them. If he can do it again today, it will be Wessel's first championship. Nick Sorensen currently in 2nd, now 3.2 seconds back. Adam Barker still has Yannick right there with him. It's like Adam gets a little bit of a gap on the straightaway, but as soon as they hit the twisty bits, Yannick is there. Roman trying to close that gap on Rudolph, but Rudolph for the moment is pulling away. And Harry Volsmir now just 2.7 seconds back. He is closing quickly. Meanwhile, Xander back in 10th has caught up to Stuart Hare. Army had a bit of an off track a moment ago, seems to have got control. That has brought Stuart Hare and Xander even closer. Stuart now just 1.2 seconds back as Xander goes for the move to the inside. Stuart holds him off for the moment. Will Xander make the move into the final turn? He looks low. And he has got it to the inside. It'll be a drag race down the front stretch. Xander has the nose ahead at the line, but Stewart has the advantage into turn one. Xander manages to outbrake him into one and clears. Back up front, Wessel still has a 3.2 second lead over Sorensen. Adam still holding on to third, Yannick in fourth, Rudolph in fifth. And Xander has had a problem. He has slipped back to 10th. There's Xander. He just goes a bit wide into the dirt. It's enough to send him around. Does get the car recovered, but loses the position. Wessel continues to lead with a 3.5 second gap on Nick. Adam in third has not been able to shake Yannick off his bumper. Yannick tries to set it to the outside. Yannick's going to outbrake him into turn one. But Adam has a preferred line, pulls back ahead for the moment. David Garman in 8th, Stuart Hare in 9th, Xander back in 10th. Still trying to close back up on that battle. Harry Volsmeer now in 7th. Has caught up to Roman Berg and Rudolph Gunther. And Harry can come back from just about anything. Wessel had a brief off track a moment ago. It has given Sorensen an opportunity. Sorensen inching closer, now 2.25 seconds back. Wessel likely. Man, it's going to be close. Will they throw the white this time? No, Barney does not throw the white flag. Nick Sorensen getting closer, might have a shot at the win. Yannick had an off track a moment ago. It has given Barker some breathing room. Harry Volsmeer now up into 6, has closed up on Rudolph. Wessel's lead holding it, or actually it's shrinking now down to 1.8. Nick is on the attack. Hey, good morning, Dandy. Wessel did have that big lead earlier, but is shrinking rapidly as Nick Sorensen gets closer. Barker currently in third, Yannick in fourth, Rudolph in fifth. Rudolph has Harry all over the bumper. Wessel should pick the white flag this time. But can he hold off the Porsche of Nick Sorensen for another 3¼ miles? White flag flies, Sorensen getting closer. Harry Volsmir has just taken 5th from Rudolph. Rudolph's going to try and make the move into 1. But can't outbreak Harry this time. Thank you, Dandy. How are you this morning? Nick Sorensen is inching closer. Now just 1¼ seconds back. Here, Xander has had a problem behind. And Wessel Stevens Barney, the flagman, getting a little ahead of the game here. Sorensen getting closer, less than a second behind as they go through the final turn. And out of the final turn, Wessel Stevens will get it done. He will win race 1 in Mugello. Nick holds on for 2nd. Adam comes home in 3rd. And Wessel's points lead extends going into race 2. But not by much. The points lead going into race 2, only 11 points. Let's talk to our top 3. Adam, you come home in 3rd, losing another 5 points. Wessel's 11 points ahead going into the final race.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to the last race. Wessel's really quick here, so we're going to have to see how the traffic treats us. Try and get through as quick as possible. This track is super warm, so really struggling with the heat and the understeer with the Mercedes. So it's a battle trying to keep the car on track, the tire temperatures down, and the lap times down as well. So we're gonna have to try and do some work early on.
Obviously, not a race where you're going to want to come in to change tires. You want a quick fuel only stop. Will you be managing tires early on, or will you be pushing it?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe tires is the way forward here. It's so warm. You're just eating these tires up. So and it is quite we're using a lot of fuel per lap. So it might be possible to get a fuel and a free pit stop for tires. So we'll have to see.
Well, it's definitely been an interesting back and forth season. Congratulations and good luck in race 2.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a great racing with all the guys, and Wessel's really been pushing, so it's entertainment.
It definitely is. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Nick Sorensen coming home in 2nd. Nick, man, you guys had quite a bit of back and forth there.
Yeah, we're both running pretty good there, staying 1 and 2.
Definitely was, and they were late in the race. You really made a big charge. Was a bit of a surprise to see that Porsche closing the gap on the straightaway.
Yeah, it's all about the exits that you get today on the hot track. I was a little bit inconsistent there in the middle laps, but I was able to string together a few good ones at the end and kind of close the gap.
Well, man, a heck of a run and a heck of a finish. Good luck in race 2.
Okay, we'll give it our shot. Thanks.
And finally, a winner. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for the raid, Pudsey. And race 1 winner, Wessel Stevens. Wessel, you extended your points lead just a little bit, but now you're going to come from 7th. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it's going to be hard with the track temperatures and the overheating of the tires. And it will be crazy to follow people around, I think, with this track temp. But we will try to survive.
Well, you have survived quite well all season long and had a heck of a season to put you in this position. You've got an 11-point lead going into race 2. Are you going for the win or just trying to keep Adam in your mirror?
Keeping Adam behind me is the main priority. If I can win it, then of course I will go for the win.
Well, man, good luck. You've had one heck of a season, buddy.
Thank you very much, man.
Welcome in, Raiders. Wow, good timing just before the start of race 2. And thank you so much, Pudsey. Hope everybody is having a great morning. We are about to go to race 2. The championship, 11 points difference after race 1. Man, it's gonna be close. If both drivers finish in the top 3, man, it's really come down to the wire, and it will come down to the last lap today. Hope everybody is having a great morning and buckle up ready for this. The track is still super hot. And as we heard, we may see a lot of tire changes in race 2. As more than usual, we have seen drivers out practicing pit road entry. It's going to be a wild, wild finish to the season. And here we go. Their warm-up is over. On to race 2. You're welcome, Egg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The season finale. It coming down to this one. Roman Berg and Rudolf Gunther have the front row. Harry Volsner after that big charge back. Starting in 3rd, Yannick in 4th. 2nd in points, Adam Barker starting at 5th. Nick Sorensen in 6th. Points leader, Wessel Stevens starting in 7th. David Garman in 8th. Stuart Hare, Jason Leonard round out the top 10. Xander and Mike Marshall round out the field. Tina, I hope your day gets better. All right, almost everybody on the grid. Few drivers filling up the tanks, getting ready to go. Looks like Stuart Hare will start from pit road, and Garmin did not grid. Mike Marshall is back for race 2 after technical difficulties kept him out of the first one. The two Mercedes this morning, driven by the championship contenders, Adam Barker in the pink Mercedes, starting in 5th. Wessel Stevens in the white Mercedes, starting in 7th. Wessel leads the points by just 11 points going into race 2. And I will attempt to keep up with the math throughout the race, but... And if they are within 3 positions of each other, Wessel wins the championship. Anything else, and man, it's gonna be very, very close. Adam Barker comes into the morning with 9 championships. Wessel, this would be his first ever NSS title. They will be off next Sunday morning, but don't worry, 2 weeks from today, the new season begins, and rumor has it we'll see a new Porsche on track 2 weeks from today. Egg, be careful, don't drive like these guys. Don't forget, if you missed any of this season's races, you can find them on our YouTube channel in 4K. Today's race will be on YouTube in 4K as well later this afternoon. Roman Berg in control of the start. He can fire at any point once the pace car hits pit road. All right, here they come out of the final turn. Pace car about to duck in. Roman Berg in control from here. Roman is fired there, down and away. And the green flag flies in Mugello. We've already got guys diving 3 wide. Turn 1 about to get spicy. Roman leads them in. It's back behind where everybody's stacked up. Nick Sorensen trying to make the move up through. Stuart Hare has left pit road. Adam Barker already up into 3rd. Here comes Wessel. Yannick Gunther side by side with Barker for the moment. Wessel right behind. He looks to the holy cow, I got tight. Wessel tried to squeeze through, didn't have the room. Rudolph Gunther back behind. Nick Sorensen also back there. Xander already up 4 spots into 7th. Xander had a bumpy first race, looking for redemption here in race 2, and he is on it. Barker currently in third, Wessel in fifth. And Harry Volsmir has taken the lead here early. We saw Harry's epic comeback in race 1. Will he be able to run away with it here in race 2? Roman Berg sitting in second, Adam Barker in third. As Harry leads them down the front stretch to complete lap 1. Xander, so far the biggest mover of the race. He is up 6 spots, or up 5 spots into 6th. As he tries to close the gap on Wessel. Hey, good morning, Dazzy. And a little bit of a battle going on back here from second on back. Roman trying to hold on to it, but both Adam Wessel and Yannick fighting it out back behind. Roman goes wide. He's in the dirt. Adam is by. Yannick is by. Wessel gets by. Roman recovers but slips to 5th. Mike Marshall had technical difficulties in race 1, did not get to run it. He is already up 3 spots into 9th. As Xander comes by Roman, Xander now to 5th. Wow, Wessel sent it deep into the final turn, tried to peek to the inside on Yannick, wasn't close enough. That Mercedes does have a ton of straight line speed. Can he get the run into turn 1? Wessel shoots to the inside and tries to outbrake Yannick into 1. Yannick sends it deep. Up the hill, side by side. Yannick holds him off for the moment. Harry Volsmir did set the fastest lap of race 2. Hey, good morning, Inferno. Thank you for the raid. Harry is opening up a gap on Adam Barker. Yannick still holding on to 3rd, Wessel in 4th. Now Xander up in the mix in 5th. And don't look now, Nick Sorensen closing in 6th. Adam Barker 1.4 seconds behind the leader. Yannick about 1.5 seconds back with Wessel right there with him. As Nick Sorensen is closed up on Xander as well. This will definitely be a telling race as time goes on with this hot track. There you see 116-degree track temps. As we heard Adam Barker say, we could very well see tire changes on the stops this morning, especially for the two Mercedes, which are melting the front tires. Mike Marshall has had a problem back behind. Mike didn't get to do race one, overshoots the turn. Wow, lost the back end, but does manage to keep it out of the wall. However, throws a lot of debris out on the track. That could come into play on the next lap. Great save by Marshall, but that debris on the track could be fatal for some of the drivers as they come back to that sector. Adam Barker in second, Wessel in third now. And Nick Sorensen has just moved into fifth. Wessel sitting in third, 1.8 seconds behind Adam Barker. As they run, right now Wessel would be the champ. But still a lot of racing left to go this morning. Meanwhile, Harry out front in the Aston just set the fastest lap again, 148.39. Harry is pulling away and flying this morning. Wessel Stevens in third is starting to close back up on Adam. As we heard from the drivers, a lot of this is going to come down to who comes out of that final turn better, has the better run down the front stretch. And that time by it does seem to be Wessel. He is closing quickly. Just over a second behind Barker. Nick Sorensen in fifth. Now looks to the inside on Yannick. Xander still lurking right behind in sixth. Roman holds on to seventh. Rudolph Gunther slipped back to eighth. Jason Leonard in ninth. Mike Marshall in 10th. Stuart Hare back in 11th after starting from pit road. Wessel Stevens right at 1 second behind 9-time champ Adam Barker. Harry Volsmere, meanwhile, out front by 1.5 seconds at the moment. But at the moment, Adam Barker and Wessel Stevens are the two fastest cars on track. They are closing on the leader. Harry may have his hands full before long. Nick Sorensen on the attack on Yannick again. Nick has been using that Porsche for a few weeks now to great effect. Sitting right on Yannick Gunther's back bumper at the moment. Top three now separated by just about 2 seconds. They continue to tighten back up. Xander picked up a bit of a slowdown. We talked about it during pre-race that, and the track limits here are a little bit wonky. We saw a lot of slowdowns in race 1. Guys being a little bit more careful here in race 2. Oh no, Harry's around! And Harry slips back to third, Barker to the lead. Harry out front taking that final turn. The back end just steps out. He goes through the grass. Quickly recovers it, but not before losing 2 spots. And now things really heat up. Adams in the sand. Wessel for the lead. The championship battle playing out right here. Wessel slips by. One little mistake by Anna Barker ending up in the dirt, and Wessel has taken the lead. Harry in third, lost a lot of ground. He is 1.3 seconds back. But again, we've seen him fight back before. Nick Sorensen and Yannick Gunther not that far behind either. The top 5 is closing up now. We saw when Wessel got clean air at the start of race 1, he checked out. He's got clean air now. Can he do it again? Yannick Gunther since 9/10 of a second behind Harry at the moment. They are closing in. Sorensen going with him. Now it looks like Nick may make the move into turn 1. Doesn't this time. Xander has made an unexpected pits. Xander's out of the race. Wessel out front, Barker in second, Harry now in third, Yannick in fourth, Nick Sorensen in fifth. Roman Berg back in sixth, Rudolph Gunther in seventh, Mike Marshall now up into eighth. Jason Leonard now in ninth. Stuart Hare currently runs in 10th. Worth noting, Stuart Hare did start from pit road, but he is closing the gap on Jason Leonard at the moment. Wessel's lead, 1 1/4 seconds over Adam Barker as they come to the start-finish line. And Wessel just set the fastest lap of race 2, 1:48.04. One thing to keep in mind, as we've heard all morning, those Mercedes are melting the front tires on the long run here. That car really starts to push. These guys having to be extra careful and take care of those tires, and we may very well see tire changes on their fuel stops. Harry Volsmir, Yannick Gunther, Nick Sorensen, nose to tail, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That group about 2 seconds behind the leaders at the moment. Harry trying to pull Adam back in. Roman back in 6 as Rudolf Gunther about 1.4 seconds back. Been a bit of back and forth between these two. And Wessel just broke the 148 mark, 147.79, opening his lead up to 1.6 seconds. Adam holds on to 2nd as Harry's still in 3rd, but he now has Yannick and Nick back on his bumper. Nick staying right in Yannick's tire tracks. We've seen him make a couple of attempts going into turn 1, but it seems like that's the only place he has been able to set up on Gunther so far. Wessel, meanwhile, opens his lead up to 2.5 seconds over Adam. Harry sits back in 3rd. Harry is less than a second behind Adam now. Wessel just set an identical lap time of 147.79. Seems like he got out into the clean air, got fast and consistent. Oh, Nick is around. Adam Barker is off in the dirt. Well, the hot track temperature starting to come into play. Let's take a look at these incidents. All right, there's Nick trying to battle coming into turn 1. Gets on the power a little too early. The back end stepping out. Then a moment later, Adam Barker coming up the hill. Just overshoots the exit into the dirt, has to get on the brakes and save it, and Leonard has had a problem. There's Jason coming out of turn 1. Oh, cut it too much. Gets the sausages mid-turn and just sends him around. He keeps it out of the wall. That mistake by Adam has made Wessel's lead 3.7 seconds. Adam still holding on to second, but now Harry 1.0, right at 1 second back. Yannick Gunther in fourth, closing up on Harry. Roman Berg has now moved into fifth as Sorensen slips back to sixth. Rudolph Gunther not far behind in seventh. Mike Marshall still holds on to eighth. Jason Leonard in ninth. Stuart Hare in 10th. Stuart, who started from pit road, continues to close the gap on Jason Leonard. As we approach the halfway point, drivers already thinking about that pit stop. Will they change tires? Will it be fuel only this morning? And how far will they try and stretch fuel? Anna Barker did say they are burning a lot of fuel per lap. This is not a track you want to run out of fuel on. If you stretch it too far, man, it could be catastrophic. Wessel's gonna go ahead and stay out for this lap. Will anybody come in? So far, nobody in on this one. And it doesn't look like we'll have any takers this time. Wessel continuing to extend his lead, now 4.9 seconds, now 5 seconds over Adam Barker. Adam holds on to second, but Harry has gotten a little bit closer. Yannick back behind, pushing Harry to the limit. Roman goes wide. Sorensen's going to reclaim fifth. Nick back on the attack. He is quite a ways behind Yannick. About 13 seconds back, but he still has plenty of time to try and close the gap. And Harry Volsmere will be the first one in. Let's see if Harry's going to take tires here. Will it be fuel only? Nick Sorensen is in behind. Harry has hit his stall. The car has not gone up yet. It looks like it's going to be fuel only for Harry Volsmere. What will Sorensen do? And it looks like fuel only for Nick as well. And Stuart Hare had a problem a moment ago. Oh, Stewart losing the back end. Slides it through the grass, just barely kisses the fence. He did get it rolling again. Folks, don't forget, tonight at 9:30 Eastern, the SMR 87s are back on track. I believe we're at Iowa tonight. So some high-powered short track racing. The sheet metal gonna fly. Stuart Hare came to pit road. Looks like he may have picked up a black flag along the way. Harry Volsmere comes off pit road in 7th. Nick Sorensen comes out in 9th. Wessel, meanwhile, continues to extend his lead, now 6.5 seconds over Barker. And through that sector, Adam gets off in the dust and picks up a slowdown. Yannick Gunther only 1.5 seconds back. Gains a little bit of ground. Adam gets it cleared. And the leader continues to stay out. The top 3 all stay out. Roman now up into 4th. That BMW may not be the fastest out there, but it is definitely the most stable. Roman Berg has been able to take advantage of the chaos around him all morning, keep it consistent, and run in the top 5. Rudolph Gunther back in 5th. Mike Marshall is now up into 6th. Nick Sorensen just took 8th from Jason Leonard. And it appears for Wessel, he is just out for another Sunday cruise. His lead over Adam Barker, now 7.25 seconds. Yannick back in 3rd, holds about 1.5 seconds back. Rudolph Gunther just picked up a slowdown as Mike Marshall closes in, and the leader is on pit road. Now the question is, will the Mercedes take tires? Adam Barker and Yannick Gunther both staying out. Wessel hits his pit stall, but the car has not gone up on the jacks yet. This is likely going to be fuel only. Roman Berg is coming in. Rudolph is in. Wessel is down and away. We were expecting more tire changes this morning, but it has not happened. Roman and Rudolph both hit their pit stalls. It's going to be fuel only from the looks of it. Adam Barker trying to take advantage of clean air. Yannick just 1.1 seconds back. Mike Marshall now to third. After his pit stop, Wessel sitting in fourth. The top three have not completed their pit stops yet. But again, they have to be careful just how far they stretch the fuel here today. And Barker is coming in. Yannick's going to follow. Now the question is, does Barker take the chance on fresh tires to see if he can run Wessel down? He has nothing to lose by taking on tires. He could gain a lot here. But he does not take, neither driver's taking tires. It'll be fuel only. Mike Marshall stays out. He will claim the lead. Mike Marshall, another driver we have seen improving all season long. Rough morning this morning with technical difficulties, but next season I expect him to be in victory lane multiple times. Wessel currently in second, about 7.5 seconds back. After pit stops, Adam Barker 5.5 seconds behind Wessel. Mike Marshall should be in this time as he goes off into the final turn. And there he comes, the final pit stop. As Wessel Stevens comes by to reclaim the lead. Mike Marshall picked up a penalty on his way in. Looks like Mike got a speeding penalty on his way onto pit road. Wessel reclaims the lead, 6.5 seconds ahead of Adam. Yannick Gunther now in third is closing. He is 1.3 seconds behind Adam and gaining. Harry has made his way back to fourth. About 5 seconds behind Yannick. He is closing as well. Nick Sorensen back in fifth. Roman in sixth. Rudolph in seventh. Mike Marshall will come off pit road in eighth. Jason Leonard in ninth. And Stuart Hare in 10th. Wessel Stevens has been the dominant driver the second half of this season. He's doing it again here today. He just needs to keep that car pointed the right way for about 7 more laps. And he will be the new champ. Back behind, Adam Barker in second. Now has his hands full as Yannick less than a second behind. That big surprise, not seeing any tire changes, does give the Porsche an advantage. Yannick is using it as he closes in. Wessel Stevens likely knows that battle is going on back behind and is loving it. His lead now 8 seconds. Yannick staying right within striking distance of Barker. Now less than 0.7 of a second back and getting closer. Harry about 5.3 seconds back. He continues to close as well. If these two start battling up ahead, Harry will be there in the blink of an eye. Nick Sorensen still holding on to 5th. Roman back in 6th. Rudolph in 7th. Jason Leonard currently in 8th. Mike Marshall in 9th. Stuart Hare in 10th. Wessel, though, lead continues to grow. Yannick Gunther now all over Adam's bumper. Oh, Adam a little bit wide. Will that give Yannick the run? It does. Adam holds him off through there and shuts the door hard. Wessel had an 11-point lead coming into this morning, or coming into race 2 rather. As they run now, he would win the championship by 16 points. And what a season, and what a back and forth it has been between Wessel and Adam. Definitely have a lot to look forward to going into the next season. Adam still holds on to second, but Yannick still right on the bumper. And just looking over the points and the standings over the course of this season, it really has been a back and forth between Adam and Wessel. Wessel has the most wins of the season, but Adam looks like the most consistency. And there have been a lot of finishes, first and second place finishes between the two. Both of them back and forth all season long on the podium. Adam's still holding off Yannick for the moment. And man, Yannick has been blasting it up the hill every time. And looks like Yannick may try to make the move to the inside. Doesn't have the run that time. Yannick likely going to have to make a dive somewhere to take second. Mike Marshall just took 8th from Jason Leonard, overcoming the penalty from earlier on. Both drivers picked up a penalty, and Yannick just picked up a slowdown. Wessel's lead now 11.5 seconds over Adam. Yannick is still right there. Harry Volsmir has started closing in, now less than 4 seconds back. Oh, here we go. Yannick tries to make the move to the outside. Will he cut back over? Doesn't make the move that time. Man, Yannick has had a couple of good runs, just can't complete it. The one mistake by Barker, Yannick's taken second place. Adam has to nail the next couple laps perfectly. And back behind, Harry Volsmir in fourth, continues to inch closer. Now just over 3 seconds behind those two. Any bobble or misstep between these two, and Harry Volsmir will be in the fight. Harry has had a problem back behind. Nick Sorensen has now moved into fourth. And talk about a change late in this one. Let's see what happened. There's Harry coming down. Oh, the back end, we saw that earlier. The back end just steps out on that corner, likely due to the hot tires, hot track. He quickly recovers, but does lose the position. Nick Sorensen now up into fourth, but he is 7 seconds behind that battle as Yannick has just taken second. Whoa, a bobble. Yannick now has second place, but Adam has not given an inch. Wessel's lead now 13.25 seconds as he heads toward the white flag. And here he comes down the front straightaway. Barney has the white flag. One more time around for Wessel Stevens on his way to his first NSS championship. A 13.5 second lead into the final lap over Yannick Gunther. 9-time champ Adam Barker sitting in third. He knew it would be a tough fight coming into this morning to take that championship. Wessel has nailed it all morning long. Into the final half of the track. Wessel will get his third consecutive sweep of the morning, his fourth sweep of the season. And here he comes for the final time into the final turn of the season. And for the first time ever, Wessel Stevens will get it done. He will sweep the morning in Mugello. He will win his first ever NSS championship. Yannick Gunther will bring it home second after a late race pass, and Adam Barker coming home in third. And let's talk to our top three, starting with Adam. Adam, you gave it a valiant effort this morning.
Yeah, that was as much as the car had given me. Unfortunately, the heat just really struggling with the understeer. Wessel was just too quick to start with, and then just maintain that lead. And a great fight with Yannick as well towards the end. Just couldn't keep him behind me. Like I say, the tires are just giving up at that point. So, yeah, good race.
Well, it definitely was, and another awesome season. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yannick Gunther coming home in second. Yannick, man, you had a heck of a fight this morning, especially with the long straightaways. I was surprised that Porsche held on as long as it did.
I was too. But luckily, with the tight turns and long turns, the Porsche can hold on to and close back up to the Mercedes. So I had the chance when he dipped the wheel into the gravel and got around.
Well, you definitely made him work for it and drive a lot defensively in the mirror because, man, you had several times you went for the attack, just didn't have the momentum, but you had it when it counted.
Yeah, I was. I got a bit lucky, but it was fun racing, good and clean racing. Yeah, good.
Well, great job and another great season. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug.
And finally, the new champ. Wessel, 4 sweeps this season. You come home with your first NSS championship. Man, it was a heck of a morning and a heck of a season, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very glad with the end result of the season, of course. Glad to be champion. We had like a good race with Adam, so I want to congratulate him as well with his performance. And yeah, overall, just a good result.
Well, man, you had an awesome morning, an awesome season. You deserve to celebrate this one, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man.
Wessel Stevens wins the championship, and folks, tonight at 9:30 Eastern, the 87s are back on track with SMR. We will see you then. Have a great day, all.